Beyond elections, fighting for a true people's agenda. The only group of people who are capable of changing our material conditions for the better is us, the working class, not the politicians, not the two-party system, and not the capitalist system, which holds up the illusion of change every election cycle. Genuine democracy is meant to reflect the will of the people towards meeting needs according to needs. But under the capitalist system, there is no genuine democracy. Instead, there is bourgeois democracy. Bourgeois democracy means that the wealthiest members of society, a tiny minority of people, and their puppet politicians are really the ones who get to make decisions about how society is managed, not the working class majority. The interests of the rich and the misleaders who do their bidding will never align with the interests of the working class, because profit-driven systems make profit by exploiting the natural resources of the earth to create products and exploit the labor of working class people that make, deliver, and sell products. Then after all that, working people buy the products on the back end. For the rich, there is no part of this equation where the needs and well-being of working people and the planet are of any concern. The only way to fundamentally change society and address the needs of the working class is to abolish the capitalist system as a whole and replace it with a system that works for all working class people, a system of governance by the working class for the working class, without exploiting the working class is called socialism. When a working class majority has seized both political power and the means of production, the infrastructure needed to run society, public and privatized water treatment plants, factories, transportation, hospitals, housing, education systems, and beyond, we can build a healthy socialist society on the ashes of capitalism. A socialist society run for and by the working class is the only intervention capable of putting an end to the nightmare reality that capitalism creates. The true source of positive change for people and the planet will always be the organized action of a united working class, not the state-sanctioned tools of the capitalist system. Time for a people's agenda. Any group of people who are serious about making changes have to have a long-term plan. Those who create our misery to maintain social control and profit are hard at work making plans. We too must make plans. It is up to the working class to organize ourselves and advance a program that addresses the fundamental needs of the people, regardless of what political party is in power. Every resident of the city of New Orleans, from infant to elder, has a right to healthy air, water, food, housing, and beyond. As such, we must advance a true people's agenda that names proactive and tangible solutions that reduce the unnecessary suffering and premature death that the political misleaders and wealthy elite of the city have deemed normal and acceptable for local residents. Bourgeois democracy is incapable of providing the level of material change we need to create the conditions for collective well-being, because our collective well-being requires the defeat of the capitalist system. We can start dismantling capitalism by practicing for a socialist future today, putting our collective power behind a true people's agenda, not a politician, is a critical step towards achieving socialism. Bourgeois democracy and the capitalist system tell us ordinary people can't create change, that we need to give our power up to those in charge. The fight for a genuine democratic and socialist future demands that ordinary people build and exercise our power daily as the working class. Concessions and political power is not enough. Once we have identified what we believe the solutions to be, based on what is in the interest of the working class, we must be prepared to fight to make these solutions happen. We can achieve many wins by battling the empty promises of politicians, bureaucracy, and criminalization, while also practicing our own genuinely democratic process as we move forward together. But wins under the capitalist system can be snatched back at any time. We may even run members of the working class in bourgeois elections to gain a larger platform for our agenda, and we may even win an election, but it is still not enough to ensure collective liberation. Political power without control of the means of production will only prolong the suffering of working class people. We must organize to dismantle the capitalist system and seize control over the infrastructure that makes society function by force. We can't vote the capitalist system away. It must be dismantled by force, and no other group besides the working class is going to fight to stop our unnecessary suffering and premature death. Collectively, we must become the decision makers over the issues that impact our lives. We have the potential power and the know-how to lead ourselves. As the working class, it is our labor that feeds the people, houses the people, delivers necessities, keeps utilities running, and more. We already do the daily work of running society, but we have yet to take control of the infrastructure and resources that we steward daily. We must practice building and exercising the power we need to ultimately seize control from the rich ruling class and their puppet politicians. Elections come and go, but the nightmares that the capitalist system causes remains. We have power, but we need to start building it. Fighting for a true people's agenda is a critical step in building our power. Regardless of who is elected and what is promised, we must get to work organizing beyond election cycles with a true people's agenda to guide us. The past belongs to the oppressor. The future belongs to our collective liberation.